Hey, Daddy, this is the man of the champions, Bill Fonzie Alfonso, giving a shout out to
Something else.
something else, Daddy.
This is Nickel Matata, Great Warrior Wolf, and you are listening to Something Else.
I'm Tony Cini, and you're listening to Something Else.
Hey everybody, it's Rich Palladino, the voice of New England, and you are listening to Something Else with Arya.
And welcome to episode number 267 of Something Else. Feast your hair holes on this week's episode as we take a look at Mid-South Wrestling and World Class Championship Wrestling from whatever fucking day this is, February 9th, 1985. My name is Arya, and joining me, as always, is the little Coco to my Cowboy Lang. It's Trey. Trey, how the hell you doing today?
What's happening, everybody?
It's Monday. It's Tuesday when the listener is listening to this, but we're halfway through February. Valentine's Day is this weekend. Got anything fun planned for the missus?
Not yet. I'm sure something will come to me. She's
Now,
she's gonna leave on Sunday to go visit her sister. So I don't know. I guess that's her gift to me. I'm kidding.
where does sister live?
In Arkansas.
Okay. Now, is she, or I guess I knowing you, I don't think you are, but hey, what do I know? Are you guys into Valentine's Day and that whole holiday spiel?
I mean, not extremely.
My best friend's mom's birthday is Valentine's Day. It's like I barely remember my own birthday, but I remember her birthday just because, like my best friend and I spent years and years talking about that. There's usually an ice storm on her birthday too, which gets everyone depressed for different reasons.
It's the anniversary of the Vince McMahon Steve Austin steel cage match.
Yes, yes, it is. And it's funny, you said it was the anniversary of. I thought you were going to talk about some historic event. And the first thing in my mind was, it was Austin and Vince in a cage. And sure enough, you said it's the anniversary of Austin and Vince in a cage. I'm like, this is why we're doing a podcast.
It was the St. Valentine's Day Massacre, but not the famous one, the wrestling one. I guess the famous one too.
I was going to say it's also the famous wrestling one because was Clash of the Champions 5 actually on Valentine's Day? It was called the Valentine's Day Massacre, but I don't think it was actually on Valentine's Day. I think it was like the 15th, which, makes the name make even less sense. But that was the NWA show that pissed off all Japan. Because that's when they booked Tenryu in the main event in a six-man tag. And instead of having a match, they did a wacky angle. And for some reason, that really pissed off all Japan.
Yeah.
We talked about that a few weeks ago because then
We
all
did.
Japan retaliated by booking Ricky Steamboat in mid-card matches as the NWA World Champion.
Indeed. That was that whole drama started there.
Yes. I actually already have a title for this episode, but of course I am always open to suggestions if you come up with a better one. But I think when we get to it and I tell you what it is, you'll approve.
But I think I have a couple written down. I wonder if it's one of the ones.
I have a feeling that yes, because a lot of times we're on the same wavelength, at least if not wording it the same way, we're on the same wavelength as to what to use. But let's go to Mid-South, February 9th, 1985, with JR and Joel, and go from here.
To another exciting hour of America's #1 wrestling television program, Mid-South Wrestling. I'm Jim Ross, and along with Joel Watts, we'll be calling the action, and a tremendous card that you will see here today. Joel's one of the most action-packed hours that have ever been assembled here on Mid-South Wrestling.
No kidding, Jim. Grizzly Smith has just done an excellent job today. The first match we'll start out with is Brad Armstrong against Buddy Landell. Great match. Tim Horner against Kamala, the Ugandan Warrior. Private Terry Daniels going against the new North American champion, Ted DiBiase. And we got a really special match coming up, Jim. You want to tell them about it, the six-man?
Ladies and gentlemen, the first time ever, we got a six-man tag. 2 midgets and a big man on each side. Plus, you'll see Hacksaw Duggan against Dr. Death right here today. And Terry Taylor defends the TV title against Hector Guerrero. It's going to be a super hour. And we're so happy that you're with us. And right now, let's go to the ring. Ring announcer Boyd Pierce is standing by with your first great match.
Okay, so now these are male midgets. Now, I've discussed this with you before, that on one of the early episodes of this show, they did a mixed tag with a full-size man and a midget girl wrestler as a team on each side. Do you think the reason why Grizzly Smith booked the midget girls because he thought they were children? And that's why we never saw them since. Oh yeah, I'm sure I'm the only person who would ever call Grizzly Smith a pedophile. Any new listeners out there listening to this? This is what I may or may not have warned you about when I told you about this whole podcast thing I do. Maybe I should clean up my act at least for one episode.
You've had to warn people. You've had to warn people about me, and you're the one that's going to get us in trouble.
I very much warned them about myself. Don't worry. If you're out there, please don't cut off any plans with me because I just made a pedophile joke on this show. So I don't know what the hell got on Joel Watts. I don't know if he was taking the good drugs this week or not, but he was a very smiley person.
He did seem very happy, didn't he?
Yes. Now, do you know how Miley Cyrus got her name, Miley? That wasn't her birth name.
Oh, really?
Yeah, her birth name was, her Billy Ray had high hopes for this kid because he named her Destiny Hope. But when she was young, she used to smile all the time. So they called her Smiley, and somehow they dropped the S off of it and it became Miley. And that's how she got, the name Miley Cyrus. And so that's all I could think of when seeing Joel looking this happy on the show this week. Let me know, this is the only pro wrestling podcast that will ever compare Joel Watts to Miley Cyrus.
I do believe that is almost certainly true.
Do you think Joel had a problem with his brothers being on the show last week and he wasn't?
Maybe he finally got into the big bottle of birthday New Year's Eve champagne.
I wonder if he shared it with Bill Dundee and Jim Duggan. So we go to the first match, Brad Armstrong versus Buddy Landell. Okay, I don't know about you, but until JR pointed out that, as we can clearly see, Brad Armstrong's knee is heavily taped, I didn't notice it because his knee wrap was skin colored. Like, if JR wouldn't have said anything, I doubt I would have noticed.
I guess I just kind of took it for granted because I noticed it last week or whenever last time it was on.
Mm-hmm.
There was quite grievous damage done to his leg, apparently.
Yep. Ted DiBiase kicked his leg out of his leg.
Yeah.
So Brad drop kicked Buddy out of the ring, and Joel said that Buddy was using great ring savvy there. Like, using great ring savvy by bumping out of the ring on a drop kick?
Well, if you the way that matter works, if you didn't take a bump, you would, I guess, explode into oblivion. So, yeah, I would call that an intelligent move on the part of Buddy. You don't want. I think if you explode, you lose the wrestling match.
Probably. And he will do dumber things in his life than explode off of a drop kick.
Like sing Moon River on a Smoky Mountain spot show.
Moon River. I was thinking doing an 8-ball the night before a Saturday night taping and refusing to come out of the hotel room.
But
Um,
there are quite a few options in the Buddy Landell shitty choices list.
yes. Thankfully, we're going to get good buddies soon enough in Smoky Mountain.
It's exciting.
Spoiler alert. So, Buddy Landell locked on a rear chin lock that they told us was the camel clutch. And the problem was it was just a rear chin lock. He did not have the arms draped across his knees and all that shit. Like he needs to go look at Jim Cornette's tapes to see what a camel clutch is, if that's what this was supposed to be. Because this, like what Hercules does is closer to the Shinnomaki than this was to the camel clutch. The finish, I don't know if this is what they meant to do, but Brad comes off the middle rope with a crossbody, and Buddy takes it but doesn't bump. Instead, Brad just kind of floats over and turns it into a sleeper and gets the pin.
The other day on Twitter, I think Cheeseburger posted something to the effect of, "I always said that wrestlers who wrestle without knee pads were psychopaths." And Chris Hero, in response, posted a story from someone, he couldn't remember who, but in SMW, they asked Buddy why he wasn't wearing knee pads, and Buddy said, "Because I don't want to be tempted to take a bump, brother."
You told me that part, or either you told me or I saw you tweet it or something, but I didn't know the rest of that story. Oh, God. By the way, Cheeseburger t-shirt is very popular in Japan.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I don't care. Like I don't watch the Tony Khan Ring of Honor, but it will never be the same if he doesn't have random ass commercials. Especially with Jay Lethal talking about how I can get a knee
Yes.
brace just like his.
I don't know why. He has Jay Lethal. He can make that a reality.
I know, right? But what did you think about this finish? Did you think it was anything weird, or am I just like overthinking this?
I didn't think it was anything weird at all. It's a nice little match. Good wrestlers. But no.
Okay. So we got a recap of the Kamala Iceman match from last week. And then we get Kamala with Friday and General Skandor Akbar versus Tim Horner. Thunder Road.
God damn
like
you.
the
That song
lightning
hasn't even
strikes.
been written yet. Why do you do this
I'm
to
sorry,
me?
but unless we go back and watch those first 60 episodes of Smoky Mountain that you didn't watch, then I will never get another chance to sing that song when we see Tim
Good.
Horner.
Why? You don't even fucking like that song.
I don't, but it's like would you rather have me sing Shameless?
Why do you need to sing? Why do you need to commemorate fucking Tim Horner in any way?
I don't know. It's Tim Horner. We gotta find ways to find Tim Horner entertaining. And this was a 30-second squash match that somehow went like 4 minutes. And I got a little pissed off here watching this match because we've been watching Kamala on this show for like 3 years. And the entire time, this has not been the WWF Kamala who didn't know how to win a match. He didn't know how to pin people, and they had to have constant yelling at him to turn people over. This was, in a lot of ways, WWF Kamala. It's like he splashed Horner and goes for the pin, but Horner's on his stomach and doesn't know to turn the guy over, so he has to be yelled at to turn Horner over. Then after he gets the pin, he doesn't know to get up after the 3 count. It's like, what the fuck?
I'm sorry. I know that's something that matters a lot to you.
I don't know. It's like, because like it wouldn't bother me if we hadn't seen 3 fucking years of Kamala. It's like, on this show, like, in storyline, Kamala may be a savage, but he's a savage who's smart enough to know how to win a wrestling match.
He's
So just
regressing
Yeah.
somehow.
Yes. And I guess he did, because he did already have a run in the WWF, right? Like, didn't he have a
Did
run with Andre in
he?
'84?
Did he? Maybe.
So I don't know if the WWF used it, but I know they ran that tape of Kamala bloodying Andre in Mid-South all over, the loop there. Um, but I could be wrong, but I could swear he's been in the WWF at least already for a little bit. But oh well.
Apparently, yeah, he's went to the WWF and from like July to November of '84, working with Andre mostly.
Which is kind of funny because it didn't feel like he was off of our TV screen that long. Maybe it's because like he's never really been he's on every week kind of person. He's always been he's here every week for like a month or two and then he disappears for a month or two and then comes back.
Yeah,
So it's like
he's usually either on here or world class.
yeah. By the way, any thoughts on Kamala versus Tim Horner other than I need to stop singing?
Joel said that Hercules dressing up as Friday was one of the most, and I quote, heinous acts of subterfuge that he's ever seen. And that was a point that I was going to say that I was going to put forth heinous acts of subterfuge as an episode title.
We'll put it up to a debate when we get to the part that I'm going for. So heinous acts of subterfuge.
I did enjoy Horner getting beat up by Kamala. That was fun for me.
It was a long match, though. I must tell you that.
They went 3 minutes.
Well, but it's like it was a 30-second squash match. It went 3 minutes. Like I know. Hey, if this was world class, it would have gone 13 minutes.
At least count your blessings.
Yes.
You're talking about what I didn't like? The fucking finish from that stupid match last week.
The Kamala Iceman match?
The one that they showed right after this.
So the DiBiase in a tux. Yeah. Yeah, they recapped that happened last week with DiBiase in a tux. That led to a tag match where Buddy Landel got beat in a match that he wasn't technically in. And that led to the official announcement that next week is Ted DiBiase versus Jim Duggan in a best dressed man contest. And at first I was like, well, Terry Taylor should be offended by this, but he was the sharp dressed man.
I thought the Fantastics were sharp dressed men.
Oh, never mind. I don't know what. It's because I keep talking about how handsome Terry Taylor is. I keep thinking it's him. No, it's like, oh, I'm sorry. The Fantastics may have an issue with this contest. Oh yeah, because Terry Taylor was actually the tailor-made man in WCW.
Yes, the tailor-made man.
After they broke up the York Foundation, which was a pretty nifty little group there. But oh well. WCW had done dumber things in their, run.
WCW, everybody.
Speaking of dumb things that happened in WCW, do you remember when Chris Benoit used to blow his nose on people?
Yes.
I know Chris Benoit will go on to do much worse things, but that was just disgusting.
I cannot say that was the worst thing that Chris Benoit ever did.
Maybe up until June 23rd, 2007. But all right, so we go to the ring for our next match. North American champion Ted DiBiase versus Private Terry Daniels. They announced Ted DiBiase's weighing in at 259 pounds, and I wonder if that includes the 35-pound title belt.
I would have to think so, yeah.
Also, if the bell rang before Terry Daniels started removing his accoutrements, do you think they'd reached the 10-minute time limit before he finished undressing?
How do you think? Who do you think would get undressed first if Private Terry Daniels wrestled Tetsuya Naito?
I don't know. And the funny thing is, Naito undresses slowly on purpose. Terry Daniels just, can't get his pants off over his boots. Yeah.
Well, Maybe if his fucking insignia was correct, I'd have more sympathy for him.
There you go. So we're told that Terry Daniels loves America because it has freedom, and Ted DiBiase likes it for the money. I would like to point out that while I could not find an official number, in 1985 there were between about 50 and 70 countries that were considered free. So why doesn't Terry Daniels live in one of those? Um, Also, like a month ago, weren't we told that Mexico had all the money? Although I guess Mexico either is full of everyone who's either really, really rich or really, really poor. There's no in between. But I feel like that may be more up Ted DiBiase's alley.
I think it's just the Guerreros that have money. Was my understanding.
Ah, okay. You think Ted DiBiase should form an alliance there with the Guerreros?
That might behoove him.
Yeah. So Terry Daniels, I could almost hear you screaming from Dallas, from Houston. Um, Daniels missed a missile drop kick from the top rope, which I don't care that he didn't actually hit the missile drop kick. That should have been a disqualification. Anyway,
Then I would
DiBiase
have.
won with the seasonal residence's crab.
I'm trying to decide if I would have been more amused or outraged if he had been disqualified for coming off the top rope and missing.
Do I need to go all Brian Alvarez here and say that if I brought a gun into the ring, do I not get disqualified unless I shoot you?
Please don't. Please don't.
That really was always the dumbest explanation. That was always like the dumbest argument he'd always make. I love you, Brian. I know you must be listening because I mean this is a show listened to by everybody, but it's like that was a really dumb fucking argument.
We love you, Brian. You're a very nice man.
Yes. We're stealing lines from you now. You're a very nice man. All right. So, oh yeah. Anything else you want to say about this Terry Daniels Ted DiBiase match?
Daniels got to shine a little bit, and then DiBiase beat him like a young lion, literally.
I guess he did. He beat him with the Boston Crab. I didn't notice what color his tights were. DiBiase wearing black tights.
Probably.
Oh,
He usually does.
He doesn't have a buzz cut though, so I guess there's that.
Well, their hair grows back after the initial head shaving.
I like to think if you become a champion and you're no longer a young lion,
that was pretty much the deal with Bolton Oleg.
There you go. Um, I almost spoiled future shows for you, so I gotta keep my app shut now and move on to our six-man tag match. Iceman King Parsons, along with midget partners Little Coco and Cowboy Lang, versus Jack Victory and his midget partners Little Tokyo and Lord Littlebrook. Jack Victory, who has never won a match on this show, you would think Little Tokyo and Lord Littlebrook could get a better partner than that. Well, or what did Little Coco and Cowboy Lang do to get, a partner who semi-regularly wins matches?
I don't know. I don't.
Okay, great.
Well, just not even giving poor Jack Victory a chance.
Nope, I am not giving poor Jacko a chance here. Although I guess the one positive about being in a match against midgets is that Iceman does not have to get very much air on the, she calls that the rear view, does he? So Trey, tell me, did you hear about the midget who tried to commit suicide? He jumped off the curb.
Okay, thank you, Jerry Lawler.
He just said that if Cowboy Lang were to win this match, he would use part of his winnings to buy a new car. Those matchboxes can get pretty expensive.
Oh my God, you were literally just the Jerry Lawler midget joke book. I hate you. I hate you for doing this to me.
I talked to Little Coco before the show and asked if he was proud about wrestling on Mid-South Wrestling this week. He said he was so proud he felt 3 feet tall. Okay, I'm done. I'm done, I promise.
Do you remember? It was one of the episodes of Raw, like building up to WrestleMania 2000, and they acted like they were gonna have The Rock wrestle these midgets called the Twin Towers, and
Yep.
JR just got so like sick of King's fucking midget jokes that he just hit him with a barrage. JR and this man in like 30 seconds ago. Oh, it would have been a short match. Could have won it with a short arm scissors and taking him out after the match for shrimp.
JR's doing all his jokes for him.
That's
Oh,
been
Lord.
burned in my memory for 25 fucking years.
So Little Tokyo gave Coco a knee lift to the head. However, this is the 1980s, and Little Coco was black, so his head is too hard to be hurt, and Tokyo sold his knee. Not a joke, by the way. That part was not the joke. Victory hit Coco, and Coco hadn't even hit Victory in the boiler. And then the babyface midgets gave Victory a back body drop, and Iceman pinned him with an elbow drop. I hope the kids loved this since we spent a month building it up.
I enjoyed it very much. It was the pinnacle of professional wrestling as a medium.
Indeed it is. Indeed it is. I really have to wonder, because the midgets were here for the kids. Did they make it a mixed tag so the adults wouldn't walk out or something?
Yeah, probably.
There you go. Makes as much sense as anything else. Jake Roberts and Sheik Hercules Hernandez with General Skandor Akbar versus Shawn Michaels and Jason Walker. Before the match began, Iceman came to the ring with a big, and I mean big, leather strap to challenge Hercules to an impromptu strap match. I gotta say, I've seen a lot of impromptu challenges, but I've never seen an impromptu strap match.
You can't just be impromptu in your straps.
Yep. And you know, the key to the Yapapai Indian strap match is to get the body in the proper position for the strapation, dude. Did you ever see that video of somebody with a British accent that dubbed over that Hogan promo?
No. Oh, that sounds amazing.
Unfortunately, it's no longer on the YouTubes,
Oh,
but it was
no.
fucking amazing. It's like, picture a proper English man doing that promo.
Lost media alert.
Yes. Also, what's also lost media is Cesaro doing the Scott Steiner promo on that one WWE network show. I don't even remember I don't remember what it was, but like they randomly showed a Scott Steiner promo and Cesaro did it word for word, and it was like it's tremendous, you know.
Does sound tremendous.
Yes. Anyway, the heels did not sign up for the strap match, so they left. And apparently, instead of just having, you know, security and referees and Grizzly Smith come out and tell Iceman to get the fuck out so we can have a tag match, that just meant we're just not going to have a match. Shawn Michaels and Jason Walker do not get to have a match on this week's Mid-South show because Iceman Parsons decided now was the time to have a strap match.
I feel very cheated.
Yes. Yes. And I feel that there's something going on in AEW this week that's very similar, where there's going to be a match this week on Dynamite where one of the people in the match were allowed to choose any stipulation they wanted, but the heel on Collision attacked the babyface with a strap, and so now they're going to have a strap match, which,
well,
you know,
the ploy worked.
It did, I guess. But yeah, if I'm Shawn Michaels and Jason Walker, I have the chance to make the winner share the purse this week, and I got screwed, especially against that jobber Jake Roberts. You know, talk about him later on, but that guy can't beat, you know, anybody.
Very upsetting.
Yes. Hacksaw Jim Duggan versus Dr. Death Steve Williams. Remember when we never got that football match?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Well, we have a little bit of a debut. At least I think it's a debut in this match. Let's go to Jim Ross on commentary.
Oh, yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be, in my prediction, an old-fashioned slobber knocker. That's what they call it in the Big Eight, and that's what it's going to be. Two great athletes, no doubt about it. World-class athletes, right?
So, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the debut of Slobber Knocker.
I think so, as far as I know.
Yeah,
Is that the show title? The first Slobber Knocker?
No. We'll get to it here in a few minutes, but I mean, he's been on the show for about 2 years or so, and I remember he did debut as the voice from ESPN Rodeo, but I believe this is the first time he dropped the S word here on the show. You think I guarantee the first time Vince McMahon heard that, he popped for it. It's like, oh, what did you call that, buddy?
Yeah, that's a kind of Southernism that pops people.
Yes. So this was a Haas match. I know Dr. S.C. Williams versus Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Everyone was expecting a classic technical catch-as-catch-can bout here. But this was a Haas match. These were big, meaty men slapping meat. Doc missed a middle rope splash, and I'm pretty sure that if Duggan didn't move, Doc still would have missed it, because that boy got some air, and Duggan had to roll quite a bit out of the way to get out of the way.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I was expecting an Ultimo Dragon, Great Sasuke type of intricate high spot fest, but no, they did big meaty men slapping meat, which was probably the right choice.
Probably. Now, they ended up on the apron, but on opposite sides of the post, and I wrote, we then got a shitty double count out where they stood on the apron and punched each other. But instead, Duggan smashed Doc's forearm into the turnbuckle. Because remember, this is Mid-South, where these are where men wrestle. We don't have pads covering the exposed metal. And so he smashed Doc's forearm into the turnbuckle and then pinned him with a spear. I was legitimately surprised we had a finish.
Yeah, they made a big deal out of the ramming the arm into the turnbuckle.
Yep. And I mean, you can't really block the spear, but he did not. He was too busy focusing on his injured forearm to move out of the way of the charging 280-pound man running at him.
Probably block a spear.
Yeah. I'm sure he would have, if he was thinking, he would have put his knee up and let Duggan run headfirst into his knee. So we then have, by the way, just a shout out to Big E, who more or less made it official this week that he's retired. I don't think anyone was really expecting him to come back at this point, but yeah, he pretty much made it official this week.
Yeah, wonderful man. That sucks.
Yep. I met him and Xavier Woods at WrestleMania 31. I forget where Kofi was, but Kofi just wasn't there. And so I remember talking to them and talking about how Xavier Woods was deceptively tall. He's not 7 feet tall, obviously, or anything, but he's 6'1", 6'2", and he doesn't look tall.
Yeah, you don't really think of him as tall, do you?
No. But yeah, giving a shout out to Big E, the second NXT champion, defeating Seth Franklin Rollins. And it's funny because they put the belt on Big E because Seth Rollins got called up as part of the Shield. But before that match aired, they called him up to be Dolph Ziggler's extra.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yes. Champion of television Terry Taylor, who is a bitch, a stooge, and a degens, versus Hector Guerrero with Chavo Guerrero. Ronnie West is the referee. Yes, the same guy who screwed Los Alamo Busters out of the tag titles 3 weeks ago. Hector took 2 arm drags and then jumped up and jumped on his ass to beg for mercy. I just pop for that there. I'm still waiting for Hector to come back to Smoky Mountain Wrestling to get revenge on Paul Orndorff for putting him out with all those pile drivers that time. And I'm sure that'll happen any day now.
Shouldn't he be going to WCW to get revenge on Paul Orndorff?
I mean, that's where Paul Orndorff really is at this point. But I mean, I doubt that they would acknowledge what that happened at Smoky Mountain, though. I guess you don't have to have it acknowledged in order to get revenge. Like just like I want revenge on Paul Orndorff, whether or not you tell people why I want revenge on him or not.
I mean, okay.
So Chavo tripped Terry Taylor, so Hector used a spinning toe hold. The Rock and Roll Express ran in. They ran in and got in the ring. They did not touch anybody in the ring, and the referee, biased-assed Ronnie West, called for disqualification. Now, Chavo never got in the ring. Chavo never touched anybody in front of the referee. The Rock and Roll Express, who were obviously on Terry Taylor's side, got in the ring. And the winner of this match by disqualification was Terry fucking Taylor. What the fuck did Hector do to get disqualified?
I don't want to be that guy, but I think it might have been racial.
Especially this week, after Bad Bunny won the football game,
I thought that the Seattle Seahawks won the Bad Bunny concert.
It's very possible. And I think there's the reason why Cindy, we had to record tomorrow's TNA show last week because Cindy knew that she'd be just over the moon. Moon's over my hammy.
She a big Bad Bunny fan?
I believe so, yes. Yes. That's the reason why we couldn't record the show yesterday, because, you have an approximate time of when the Super Bowl halftime show will be. I mean, the game kicks off around 6:30 or so you're estimating 7:45. But you don't want to, rope yourself into a specific time to be doing a podcast. So, you want to give yourself the full 4 hours just in case there's an encore, like maybe in the middle of the third quarter, they'll want to do another Bad Bunny concert.
We should have recorded this show yesterday. And
believe me, I did think about it, but my original plan, because like I said, to go behind the scenes here. Originally, I wanted to do it Saturday because I was going to go spend all Super Bowl Sunday in the movie theater, and then I was going to go see a wrestling show tonight on Monday. And then we got more snow, and I'm old and don't like driving in the snow. It's more like I don't like driving in the snow. It's like I don't trust other people driving in the snow. So, well, I just didn't do anything. But yeah, we probably should have just done this yesterday. But yeah, how dare Hector not stop the Rock and Roll Express from hitting the ring and running him and his brother off? So.
These fucking referees. It's as bad as fucking David Manning.
No. We'll get to it. Bronco Lubitsch was a bit of a bitch this week too.
Yeah.
And other than that, it was a fun match. Like I said, Hector and Chavo are great, and it's like I don't know why, but because Eddie was so great, I've always had in my mind that Eddie was the only Guerrero who had any personality, and it's so not true.
No, absolutely not. No.
And then the show ended with the same Dirty White Boy music video from last week. They are coming, allegedly next week.
Allegedly.
Although it could be 2 weeks because it's Mid-South.
Yeah.
So then it was a very fine episode of Mid-South Wrestling this week. Nothing to write home about, but nothing bad. We've definitely seen worse Mid-South Wrestling shows this year. So
yeah, it wasn't a bad show.
Not at all. All right, so then we drive 140 miles to the west, and we go to Dallas, World Class Championship Wrestling, also February 9, 1985. Let's go to the intro with Bill Mercer.
Welcome to World Class Championship Wrestling, the major league of professional wrestling. Seen from New York to Los Angeles and around the world, from Israel to Tokyo. Hi, everybody. I'm Bill Mercer. We're here at the Sportatorium, the most famous wrestling arena in the world, here in Dallas, Texas. And we've got a tremendous card of World Class Championship Wrestling. Our main event, Jake the Snake Roberts and Mike Von Erich. The one-man gang is here. And as a special World Class Championship encore event, we have that championship match between the Fantastics and the Midnight Express. And you'll see the Express steal away a championship next on World Class Championship Wrestling.
Stephen B. New, Stephen B. New, Stephen B. New, Stephen B. New. Say it's Jake the Loser Roberts versus Mike Von Erich, and we're going to have the one-man gang in action this week. Along with the two greatest words in world-class verbiage.
Mike Reed?
Encore.
Not the very capable Mike Reed?
No, that's coming up. It's the return of the very capable Mike Reed. But I don't have a bone to pick with you because you did tell me that there was an encore match, but I do have my gers still up at you because at least when I tell you there's an encore match, I tell you where to skip ahead to. Although I guess this wasn't a Buck Zumhoff match, so it wasn't like, you made me stop 10 times during a Buck Zumhoff match to see where we were. But
it's not that fucking hard to skip forward. Like, I don't know why you need hand-holding about this. It's fucking convenient. Figure it out.
It's convenient.
Well, you conveniently figure it out your fucking self.
So the first 11 minutes of this show were replay of the Midnight Express Fantastics. So the Midnight Express won the American Tag Team titles. And from here, we go backstage to Bill Mercer, who's with Jim Cornette and the Midnight Express for a neat little promo.
Saw the match, and we must say that the National Wrestling Alliance has no recourse, so they are investigating. The referee did not see it. None of the officials were in a position to see actually what happened. Here are the American Tag Team Champions, but you can honestly say that they acquired this championship outside the rules of wrestling.
Are you about finished? I bet it takes you an hour and a half to watch 60 Minutes. Let me tell you something. First of all, Bill Mercer, what you're trying to beat around the bush and say is that we cheated, right?
I say you cheated.
Okay, well, let me tell you something. For one thing, your opinion doesn't count, but for another thing, first of all, I'm glad you showed that match again because my mother's so proud of us. I'm going to set a tape of it home so she can watch it over and over again and see how great her boy has done for his two men. And second of all, if you say we cheated, let me give you the straight story on what happened. That goof, Tommy Rogers, he's so clumsy, he was about to fall out of the ring. I was standing there, and the only thing I could do was put my arms up over my head to try to keep him from crushing me, and he just run into me. That's all that happened. You were helping him, huh? I was trying to help him, keep him from breaking his neck by coming out of the ring. That's all that happened. It was honest, it was moral, it was legal. We won fair and square, just like I told everybody we would. When a Cornette wants something, he gets it. When the Midnight Express go to do something, they do it. The prophecy came true, the American Tag Team Champions. I guess that means I know what I'm talking about. If I tell you that the sun's not going to come up tomorrow, you better go out and buy you a flashlight.
I'll certainly work at that, but I'd like to know now that you have acquired this championship under what we say are questionable circumstances. What are your plans for the future?
You know the old saying, possession is 9/10 of the law, and we got a few things in our future. The Fantastics are still around, and I've said it a million times, and now it's more true than ever before. The Fantastics are as phony as a get-well card from an undertaker. I've told you that a million times. Now I can say a few good things about them. They're so good looking, and I mean, their hair is perfect. They wear real nice clothes, and I bet they're just heck on the dance floor. But when it came down to a fight, you see who won fair and square. The Midnight Express, managed by Jim Cornette, and as the American Tag Team Champions, these men rank right up there with Arthritis and Polio as one of the three great cripplers.
Uh-huh. Yes. So what are your plans for the future?
Our plans for the future are the Fantastics, because like I said, they're still around. They're still trying to come after these belts. So Fantastics, you come after these belts, because I will say one good thing for them. They got a lot of guts. They got more guts than brains, but boys, we're going to teach you the meaning of the word quit. And after that, I got the American Tag Team Championship. All I need is one good man. And believe me, like I say, with my mother's resources, he's not going to be too hard to find. And I'll take that 6-man Tag Team Championship, and then I will control tag team wrestling all over the world, Bill Mercer. And I can't think of a better man for the job. And I got one more thing to say before we go and get ready for our match. Let me tell you something, people. I'm good, and they're good, too. And this is only the beginning.
You fellas have any comments? No comments. Those are the American Tag Team Champions. Their mouthpiece, their voice is Jim Cornette. And we'll be back with more world-class championship wrestling in just a moment.
Where has Jim Cornette been on this show? Yeah, if we got 3 minutes of Jim Cornette and 3 minutes of Gino Hernandez every week, this would be the best show we watched.
Yeah, why can't we just have that?
I don't know. Who the hell's the matchmaker? There isn't a matchmaker in World Class, so that's why we don't have anyone booking this damn show.
Well, somebody's got to be booking these fucking matches.
By the way, I guess the Fantastics, their last names aren't Von Erich, so this makes sense. But it's like, we've been watching for 2 years now. Every time a Von Erich gets fucked out of a title, out come 12 NWA officials, out come, David Manning, out comes Bronco Lubitsch, and it's a whole big fucking thing that we can't have baby faces losing the titles. But I guess it is only the Von Erichs because the Fantastics lose, and the NWA has no recourse. There's nothing they can do about the Fantastics getting fucked out of the American Tag Team titles.
It's so blatant. It's so blatant.
Indeed. It's like there's no consistency with the rules. Oh,
sure
God. By the way, my recommendation for episode title, Arthritis, Polio, and the Midnight Express.
Okay.
That was a great line, but hey, the three great cripplers. And now, sorry for spoiling a 40-year-old wrestling show for everybody, but Cornette does find a third person in Rip Oliver to be his partner, or to be the team with the Midnight Express. Do you think he was aware of this when he made the comment about the three great cripplers?
That maybe. That fella doesn't miss with too many tricks.
All right. American Tag Team Champions Midnight Express versus Johnny Mantell and Jose Lothario. I swear to God, if this is a time limit draw, what I wrote. And I ended up liking this match by the end. That's the thing. But the problem is, because it is world class, because it's fucking Johnny Mantell, that I'm watching the whole match thinking, okay, this is going to be a 10-minute time limit draw. And then we go past the 10 minutes. I'm like, okay, it's going to be a 15-minute time limit draw. And then we get to finish. And I'm like, oh, not only was it not a time limit draw, this was a pretty all right little match.
It's hard to trust. But yeah, this was a good little match.
So according to Drunk Mark Lawrence, this show was in, and I quote, the Big D.
The Big D? Going through the Big D and don't mean Dallas?
This was not the Drunk Mark Lawrence show, we'll say that. Because he calls the Midnight Express the defending tag team champions, and in the same breath announces that this is a non-title match. What the hell are they defending then? Mark?
He's not a very good announcer.
No, he's the Jeremy Borash of World Class. And at least Borash got better at his job. And then Johnny Mantell, who's the pride of Monte County, he announces him from Wise County. And Mercer had to explain that they're right next to each other. And I have to go to Trae to confirm the Texas geography. But are Monte County and Wise County so close to each other that they can easily be mixed up?
I have no idea. Maybe there was surveying going on.
Scott Hall's in the territory, though.
Tony, I have actually had to explain in footnotes before that in such and such time period, these county lines were not very clear. But
Okay. So it is possible that
it is possible.
The pride of Monte County may have actually been from from Wise County.
Well, Monte County can still be proud of them.
Yeah, exactly. So I imagine Jose showed up with his protege Sean Nickel to try to get booked. And I'm saying, like, 'cause we've seen Jose a few times, but he's never really been a consistently booked person on this show. He's always been like, "Hey, let's have Jose Lothario in for a couple weeks."
Yeah, why not?
So while this match was going on and 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 on, to show you just how fast time goes, this is the 1-year anniversary of David's death.
Wow, I had not thought of that.
Yeah. I wonder if Jimmy Cornette left Mid-South so he could avoid being the only person who got fined for breaking the rules in that territory.
What rule was that?
I don't even know, but I'm sure he was breaking some rule. But there was always fines in Mid-South, and Cornette was the only person who got fined because his mother had all the money, I guess. At one point, Mantell, when charging at Eaton, was what looked like a Polish hammer, but he dropped his hand, like just late enough. He dropped his hand, so instead he just punched Eaton right in the throat, which I bet felt really good. And Eaton pinned Lothario with an elbow to the back of the head in about 13 minutes.
It was just about 13 minutes. No, this was good. I was still in a mood because of last week, but this was a good match. It wasn't. Oh.
I picture you in a mood because you're like, that motherfucker Arya is gonna sing Thunder Rolls and the Lightning Strikes when Horner comes out.
That's about to become a problem.
Really? Okay. I'll mind my P's and Q's. I'm sorry. But yeah, Midnight Express wins, so Jose Lothario and John Mantell will not be getting a title shot anytime soon. Yeah.
What a shame that is.
Yep. One-man gang with Gary Hart versus the very capable Mike Reed. So this is where I wrote that the NWA needs to be investigating these shitty-ass referees because one-man gang runs drunk Mark Lawrence out of the ring, who, by the way, does his ring announcing from the floor while one-man gang is stomping away on the very capable Mike Reed. And that in itself, that's drunk Mark Lawrence. He's going to earn his fucking pay no matter what. However, while one-man gang is stomping on Mike Reed, who's on the ground, obviously, the referee rings the bell to start the match. How is that allowed? The very capable Mike Reed should have been given time to get up, to recover, and to give the okay that he was ready to go to have a match.
Bronco Lubick was on some bullshit this week.
He was. And I wrote, I guess if they made sure we had good referees, the Von Erichs wouldn't be able to get away with murder. And, the gang won with a splash.
Indeed. That was that then, Mrs. That's that.
And that's the way it is. I promise I was not planning on singing that. That just came up when you said that. We get a video from Fort Worth where Jake the Snake Roberts broke Mike Von Erich's Rookie of the Year plaque. And then we had footage of Mike and Bill Haynes winning a tag match on the show a few weeks ago.
Which I had honestly forgotten about.
As did I. I was paying so little attention, I didn't even write down who Jake was teaming with on that match.
Gino. Jake and Gino against Billy Jack and Mike.
I will take your word for it. We then get told that next week, It's going to be Kerry Von Erich defending the American Heavyweight Championship against Chris Adams. Trey, since when the fuck was Kerry the American champion?
I think they told us at one point.
Like the last I remember, because was it the Texas title or the American title that Gino lost to Mike and then won back?
It was one of them.
Well, that was the last time I think we had the American title on the show, was when Gino was holding two belts at once. So at some point, Kerry won it. It's as important as who the TV champion is on this show. I guess Mid-South hasn't told us who the world-class TV champion has been in a while, so no
I
idea.
have no idea.
Mike Von Erich versus Jake the Snake Roberts. Just a reminder that last week, Jake went to a 15-minute time limit draw with Johnny Mantell. Now, as we mentioned last week, this is more or less a loser leaves town match. And Mike won with a running knee jam to the head that Jake kicked out of, but Mike is a Von Erich, so too bad.
I'm just glad that Jake is going to go do something better with his time now.
Yes, him and his red pants are moving on to Mid-South.
I hope he took his friend, the real Junkyard Dog, with him.
Oh my God, do you think that's why Watts booked him? Because he heard that Jake had the Junkyard Dog and he didn't investigate any further?
I would think that would have to be part of it.
Yeah. So I guess it helps that this week's 35-minute Johnny Mantell match was a Midnight Express match. So this show was more bearable than usual.
Yeah, and that don't try that in any other context, guys. It's not a good look, but it does work if you must. In case of emergency, break the Midnight Express class.
I mean, we did basically get 30 minutes of Jim Cornette in the Midnight Express this week, because their match was 13 minutes. We had the encore match that went 11 minutes, and they had the promo that went 3 minutes.
Good. I much preferred the show that way.
Yeah. Yeah. I just wish we didn't have it beat into our heads that this show sucks so much.
Well, the fucking show did it.
Yeah. Exactly.
We did not come into this with preconceived notions that this show sucked. This show sucked for like fucking 2 years.
Yep. And we're only sticking with it because I keep insisting that at some point we're going to get Gino and Chris being Gino and Chris. Allegedly. And so far we had we had a teeny tiny bit of Gino and Chris, and
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of Gino and Chris, well, specifically Gino, what happened to your friend with her Gino book?
The book comes out at the end of this month, so I was planning that hopefully we can both get a copy and read it, and then talk to her about it.
Nice. So yeah, that seems perfectly on brand for us. But yeah, so we had two pretty decent little wrestling shows this week.
Yeah, this was a pretty decent week. Well, I watched it Friday, thinking we were going to do it Saturday, and we ended up not doing it until Monday.
Yep. It's one of those times where it's like I get my memory sucks sometimes, but it's like I pretty much forgot about what happened on the show until we actually played it.
Yeah, that's kind of understandable. I do that too.
Let's see here. Apparently, according to Kevin Nash, remember when they were going to do Kevin Nash versus CM Punk on a WWE pay-per-view, and then at the last minute pulled Nash out and put in Triple H?
Yes, I do.
Apparently, this is according to Nash, apparently Punk did some sort of promo on Raw that pissed off Paul and Stephanie, and so Paul put himself in the match.
That sounds like something Paul would do.
Indeed, it is. And apparently Chelsea Green has an ankle injury. Feel bad for her.
That. Yeah.
She is a total sweetheart, just saying.
She's terrific. Just God's perfect idiot.
Indeed. Indeed. Shockingly enough, the number of people who watch the Super Bowl halftime show has turned into a political issue. I know we're all surprised about that here.
Imagine that. Imagine.
And apparently there was some senator who said that AEW should bring in Bad Bunny. And it got to the point where Orange Cassidy said that if he was going to wrestle anyone from WWE, it would be Bad Bunny.
For personal wrestling reasons, do not want that to ever happen, but I good for them.
Let's see. I'm just going through. Apparently, Impact is up to 241,000 viewers, which, hey, good for them. It's the highest they've done so far.
I'm glad for them.
Yep. And Hiromu Takahashi has his last New Japan match at some point. I guess it's tomorrow night after NXT. There's at 1 a.m. Eastern Time, 10 p.m. Pacific. Let's see what they have a bunch of matches tomorrow night, which I know you're all shocked to hear. Anything? Oh, Conan Chris Walker turned 65 today.
Really?
Madusa turns.
What the fuck happened with Conan Chris Walker? Like, who did he piss off? Why did he only have the one match and then disappear?
I think he no-showed.
You think he no-showed?
Oh. I thought that's what we read. I could just be mistaken, but yeah, I think he no-showed a TV taping. Weirdly enough, the TV taping that we're on right now, or I guess we just finished it.
Yeah.
Madusa turned 63 today, which I'm not saying she looks older. I thought she was older than 63. With that said, Madusa could still kick my ass today. Just saying.
Definitely, and I would love to see that.
Wow. Why do you want to see Madusa kick my ass?
I just feel like it would straighten you out.
I like that we turn this into I'm the unprofessional one on the show. Not we are unprofessional, just me.
It's not the unprofessional. That's not the issue.
Oh God. When I come in next week with a giant black eye or whatever, I'll just say Madusa beat me up.
I wouldn't pick a fight with Madusa.
I would not either. Don't tell her this, but I got a free copy of her book and I never read it.
I'm gonna tell her. I'm gonna tell her and she's gonna kick your ass.
I haven't looked. I don't know if she's coming to the New England wrestling convention in a few months.
I know
so. Jimmy Corderas is going to be there. So, but it was at that. It was at that wrestling convention where I got all of our intros from these shows with, Bill Alfonso and et cetera, et cetera.
So go back and get some new ones.
I do. I really should one of these days, but yeah, I don't know. It's like I don't know. We'll see what happens. But we're only 65 minutes into the show. I feel like we have to keep talking, but there's not a whole lot to talk about. So I was thinking about this earlier today, and this doesn't have to be a long, drawn-out conversation, just like a quick one-off. But I was thinking about how weird wrestling fans are. If you think about, like, Swerve Strickland was a heel. He broke into Hangman Page's house, menaced his child, and then Swerve came out to a hero's welcome on the next pay-per-view. Then Hangman was a heel, burned down Swerve's house, and I don't think it was at the pay-per-view, but shortly thereafter, he became the top babyface in the company after burning down another man's house. And when you think about it, like, imagine if this happened in real life and we're all celebrating the people who are committing arson and breaking and entering and whatnot. Wrestling fans are weird. And I was thinking about, when Bret Hart did his pro-Canada, anti-USA gimmick, he did a promo once where he said something to the effect of, nobody glorifies criminal conduct like the Americans do. And I think we can modify that slightly to nobody glorifies criminal conduct like wrestling fans do.
I don't think that's fair because look at the country. There are like a lot of people who think it's really awesome to be a pedophile now.
Oh God, I'm gonna try to avoid talking about that. But hey, what the hell? Let's talk about it. Um, I am. I continue. This isn't a funny thing, but I kind of laugh that I spent years being called a pedophile by maggots because I was transgender. When apparently I was unaware of this, they apparently think that's a good thing. You know, I'm still not a
Here's
pedophile, but I didn't realize they were trying to compliment me and not insult me.
here's the thing with those people. Every accusation is a confession. It's incredibly reliably every accusation is a confession.
Like, how the hell do these fucking people continue to sport that fucking dumbass? Like, I know Jim Jones had his followers that he had to drink the Kool-Aid, but it wasn't 37% of the fucking country.
Uh,
I don't fucking get it. Like, I really don't fucking get it. But I guess before we amp each other up too much, we might as well call it a day.
it's a day.
Yep. It's a new day. Yes, it is. But
It's a
that's gonna do it
new
for
day. Remember the
it's a new
horrible,
generation.
yeah, you remember that horrible fucking legacy thing?
Yes. Um, I kind of like the first version of it, and for life of me, I can't think of it, but it's like the Night of Champions 2008 theme when Ted DiBiase came out to team with Cody Rhodes to defeat Cody Rhodes and Bob Holly for the tag titles.
Yeah, that had a lot of Cody Rhodes in it.
It did. It did. Do you think Cody Rhodes kept the same tag title belt? Because
Did
or do you
they?
think
They had name tags on them, didn't they? At that point,
they did, but there's that part of me that would go, if I was Cody, I'd want to switch the belts and take the one that had Bob Holly's name on it.
you think
And
so?
then
Maybe.
I think that was Bob Holly's last match too, because that was when he did something stupid after that, and so instead of being brought back to get his revenge on Cody Rhodes, he just got fired.
Really? Was that the? Huh.
Yeah. Because you remember when they started it, when they started the angle that became them as a team, it was supposed to be that whole thing where Cody Rhodes would wrestle Bob Holly every week and slowly gaining his respect. And instead it was Hardcore Holly beat the shit out of Cody Rhodes for 3 weeks, and now they're friends.
Yeah, wasn't very well thought out, was it?
Shockingly, WWE 2007, they probably had bigger fish to fry, but still. That was also the year where everybody and their mother was getting injured. So, if you were healthy on the WWE roster in 2007 and didn't get a push, you had no fucking chance.
Was that the year of elevated enzymes?
That was 2006. 2007 was when the curse of the SmackDown title was really evident. It was everybody who was either getting the belt or had the belt got injured. Where we ended up with the Great Khali with a run with the belt, which I still say I fucking love the monster Great Khali. I don't care what people say. It's it was different, and I'll take different any day of the week. But yeah, that was one of those years where everybody was getting fucking hurt that year.
Yeah.
And it saved us from getting John Cena versus Hunter for the second year in a row at WrestleMania. So,
Thankful for small miracles.
Indeed. All right. Well, that's going to do it for this week's show. Thank you all for listening. Hope you all enjoyed the show. And we'll talk to you again in 7 days.
Bye.